My name is Nick Yo, the founder of the Titanium Wellness System. In this system, we discuss the 3 core pillars of success: emotional, mental, and physical fitness, and how it can take your life to the next level. Welcome to the Titanium Table Talk. This is Titanium Table Talks. My name is Nick Young, and thank you for tuning in for another amazing episode. In today's episode, I got the amazing opportunity to meet with an inspiring lady called Miss Leza Klenk. Now, who is Miss Leza Klenk? Well, let me give you a quick introduction on this amazing person. Author, international speaker, entrepreneur, investor, and mother of 3. In 2014, at the young age of 28 years old, she was acknowledged as Singapore's youngest business guru and had her story told in a publication called The Lady Boss, which is still available in bookstores until today. Earlier this year, she bagged the award for Asia's Greatest CEO 2019, awarded by URS and HYWE. She has invested and incubated companies ranging from a multiple number of industries, from a baking studio to a beauty academy, tuition centers, art schools, a photo studio, and even a baby goods marketplace. Currently, Ms. Leza is the CEO of SC Beauty Network, a beauty tech firm that connects beauty merchants to online beauty resellers to promote beauty-related products. Operational in more than 14 countries, Spender's Cosmetics, also known as SC, is a one-stop, hassle-free platform that enables anyone to own their own beauty e-commerce website in under 2 minutes. Now, please comment below what are some of your favorite takeaways from this interview, because I had so many and I can't wait to hear what you learned and what you took away as well. If at any point during this video you found value or you found a lesson that added value to you and your life, please take a moment, hit the thumbs up button and share it with your friends so they can enjoy it too. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button right now so that you don't miss future amazing episodes of Titanium Table Talks, where we bring extraordinary people to share their stories, learnings, and key takeaways with you so that you can take your life to the next level. Without further ado, Miss Leza Klenk. So Leza, welcome to the show. It was a real pleasure to connect with her because she had such a tight schedule. She's only in KL for such a short period of time, and thank goodness she agreed to squeeze that 30-40 minutes of pure gold valuable time to be here with us today. So Leza, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Right, so Leza, let's start right from the beginning. What was a young Leza like? How would you describe it?
I think one thing about me, I've always been interested in what other people are not interested in. So if you're talking like in my teenage years, I'm already an entrepreneur. So when people are going to school and hated school, I'm in school and I'm giving people services. So for example, I was telling people, I realized what I'm good at and what people are not. Art. So a lot of my friends hated art. So I started to do things going to school. I'm happy because I'm able to provide a service, and I started charging people for money when I was 15. So I was making way more money than my mother gave me allowance. I didn't even tell her. Okay, so and that's one of the things that I did. And secondly, I was an overachiever in school. So I was always on stage. I did public speaking. Any other assignment that the school projects put me on, I'm a person that always tries to give my best. So a lot of kids avoid by participating in any contest in school. But I'm the kind that is always trying to pick up difficult projects and rise myself above the challenges and be better at what I'm good at. So I had this character from very young time. When I was, that's how my younger days are. I'm a bit playful, so I play truant a lot. I skipped the year. I had to sit for major exams. I was in school 3 months for the year. And my parents didn't quite know that. And the reason is because I told my parents when they finally know, I said, Mom, I cannot, because the teacher keep on repeating a subject, and apparently I really got it at the first time, so I cannot sit in the class hearing repeats. I'd rather be in the library, skip the class and do practices on my own. And eventually the school actually gave in to me. So they said she has an exception. She can skip class when she wants to skip class.
Wow.
And that year I was third in standard in the school and I had scholarship. So it's different. So I appreciate the school for making that kind of
I
thing.
didn't know the schools do that. Wow, she has accepted to skip class. How great is that?
Not that I'm encouraging people to skip class. Please go to class.
Yeah, so how did that I can say entrepreneurial blood, and when do you realize you had this character or this gravitational pull towards doing other things besides studying?
Okay, so I believe that entrepreneurship is a mindset. Okay, so which means it's not about, for example, it's not necessary that you have to work in your own company, but you must be in a role in a job that fulfills you to another level, a job that constantly challenges you and stimulates you. So the moment I feel that I'm doing something mundane, something I'm not growing, that's why people become entrepreneurs, because the current job scope can no longer, give them progression. So I know that I've been entrepreneur since I was young because I realized as an overachiever, I'm always doing beyond. Anything that's boring, anything that's stagnant, anything that's standard is not my type. So I'm after challenges, stimulation, and so I wanted to elevate to be better for myself, not that I'm challenging with anybody else. So when I move on to a proper job, after I finished school, I ended school, so I moved on to a proper job, I realized the job wasn't giving me fulfillment. I was unhappy. Not because I don't want to go to work, but the work was not enough for my capabilities. And I have no power to create the job to become of my standard. So eventually that's when I left, but I didn't know what to do, so I got married. And at some point, after I stayed home for 7 years, I knew that one day I would be entrepreneur again. So when the kids got older, I picked up business, and that's how I get started again. When I was 27. So now when people tell me, oh Lisa, I'm not successful and I just turned 26, and I said, I only started at 27. Don't worry.
Yeah, I agree. It's not a race, it's a marathon.
Yes,
Yeah. So let's delve a bit more into that. How did your entrepreneurship career professionally begin? Like what caused you to want to start the entrepreneurial journey again? And yeah.
Actually, I didn't ever study any course. I started entrepreneurship not knowing it's entrepreneurship. Okay, so I started my role not knowing what a CEO is. I didn't know LinkedIn until 3 years ago. So when I started an entrepreneurship, a business, it's just because I wanted to earn extra income for my family. At that time when I was 27, I was already a mother of 3. So I had a 4-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a newborn that cries all the time. So at some point, I realized that my family income was not enough. So if I'm going to depend on my husband then for his income, we're not going to make it. We're going to be in debt, we won't be able to afford a house, and we're going to run into deeper money troubles. And we got children. So I decided to step up and said, well, now is the time that I have to change my income now or never. So I started a business from home, a very simple business. And my first business, because I have no corporate experience, no business acumen, no skill, no knowledge, so I only started selling hair clips to my friends. Hair clips. I bought ribbons, I make them, I learn on YouTube, and then I sell to my friends, hey, do you want to buy hair clips for your baby girls? That was all the business about, and I just wanted to earn $1,000 a month. $500, $1,000, I'm alright. But in 6 months, that business scaled because I start to get into department stores. So within 2 years, we shipped to 9 countries and 54 department stores. We were in Parkinson's, Metro Jaya, OG, John Little. So we are everywhere, and it's just hair clips.
Wow, so
It's just a hair clip.
elaborate on that amazing achievement again, like from not having any business acumen to starting fresh, like totally in the dark, to what across stores all over the country and across 9 countries.
Yes.
How was that transition for you? How did you transition to like approach these big stores, or did they approach you?
Well, actually, honestly, everything during that time, because somebody who don't have a business acumen, we don't understand a lot of things. We don't know business planning, we don't know website, we don't know payment gateways. We don't have to bid for contracts, where to look for buyers. So everything that happened to me was opportunity that I attracted because somebody saw my progression and wanted to give me the opportunity. Of course, at that time, I can say, no, I'm scared because I don't know business. Or I can say, well, I'm going to try anyway, okay, and see whether I can do it. So actually 6 months when I start selling on social media, my friends started buying. So at first I made my daughter wear it. And people ask me, can I buy? And I always say yes. Eventually the orders became 50 to 100 to 200. And even though I was tired, I never said no. I was still making bowls till 3 in the morning just to fulfill orders. 6 months later, my friend called me one day. She works for Metro Jaya at that time in Malaysia. And she calls me, she says, you know I'm the logistics manager here. And I said, okay. My friend is the buyer for the kids department. I was thinking I can link you up. So at that time, I don't even know what networking is. So I don't know what's this linking connection. Can I link the two of you up? Maybe you can present your product. Again, I don't know how to do that. And maybe Metro Jaya will put it in the stores. So I don't understand that visual merchandising process. So I told her, no, I don't want. So my first answer is, no, I don't want. I don't want. I don't want to supply to department store because I'm scared. So I don't know what people's expectations are. I'm afraid I can't fulfill that expectations. So I said, no, thank you. And she says, are you sure? I said, yes. I said, no, thank you. Please, I don't want to go. And then what happened was next month, my cousin got married in KL. So she told me I have to go to KL. So my friend, she found out, she calls me again. I hear you're coming to KL. And I said, yes. Why don't you extend one more day and you attend this one meeting? And I said, well, I don't know. She might not like my product. She might not like me. And my friend said, I take the train with this woman every day. And I've told her so many times about you. It's a very high chance she will like your product, okay? You just go. So I didn't want to say no again to my friend. We've been friends for 10 years at a time. So I said, okay, I will go. So the day I come, you can imagine how nervous you are. Because for other people, it's a simple pitch. For me, who's never left home for 7 years, it's very, it's really nerve-wracking.
Yep.
So I went over anyway, and I pitched my best. I show my product, I tell them my average prices, and they give me advice. Let's say, change the packaging, because you need to be retail attractive. Okay, so change the packaging, adjust the pricing, and I learned. And at the end of the meeting, she told me, well, you can start with Metro Jaya next month.
Wow.
And I'm like, is that it? She says, yes. I went home happy. I took a flight there, went home happy. But now I'm thinking, how do I supply? So the problem comes after that. But because I didn't want to disappoint people who made it happen for me, so I went all then to learn about visual merchandising, go and walk in the department store, find out how people stock up their goods, what kind of marketing I can do, build up social media network. So I did all of that, and then all the department stores within the region start calling me. The thing about buyers is they go to every store, they look for new products. So they find a new product, they see who is the producer, they call you. So that's how I got.
Golden tip right there.
So it's all about quality and presentation. If your product is good, in demand, people are talking about it in the market, every single person wants it as well. So that's how I got contacted by OG, Johnny Dog, Toys R Us, everything. So when I realized that if I can service Metro Jaya, same process, right? I can service Buxton, I can service Toys R Us, same work. I mass produce even better, cheaper costs.
Yeah.
Okay, so I already know the supplier for my standee, so everything gets easier from there. So I realized from then on that if we are going to say no to opportunity, we're never going to make money because we reject when opportunities come to us. But it's all these opportunities that change our income because at the end of the year, after I supplied to the stores, I was making 15 grand per month.
Wow.
So my income completely changed. Instead of just producing for mothers online, I'm selling to mothers that I don't have to even physically be there. I don't have to take in orders by phone. I don't have to check on website. Because people go to the store, they buy. So I'm making money even when I'm sleeping, when I'm on holiday. So it just changed. And then I fell in love with business. So that's how it got started, all by accident. Things I never know. So I never call the department store and pitch because I don't know who to look for. But people around me, they look at your effort, your determination, your perseverance to create an income for your family. And they know that in their circle, they have the opportunity ready for you. They do the favor of matching that opportunity with you. Okay, and that's why I believe in networking a lot because it's not about what you know, it's who you know.
Your network is a net worth, guys.
Yes.
This is living proof.
Exactly.
So transitioning from that, what business did you get to after your tip business went viral?
So in 2 years after it went viral, the Singapore media publication was writing my story because this is almost the first time they hear a homegrown brand that outgrew a home. mompreneur. Okay, so after that they interview me and everything like that. Investors start to come in, so I get called to people to give money now. Now they're not giving contracts, they're giving money. So I wanted to expand my business, so I was talking to people on. I put a Facebook post one day and I said, hey, if I'm looking for investment, would anybody consider to invest in me? So I didn't realize that there was already investors waiting. So when I posted that, within 1 week, I received my first $75,000. And I'm like, is that it? It's just 1 week? Okay. And then so I got all this money and the investor says, well, just do something with it. You know, because you're a business person, right? You think of ways to grow this money. So I used that money and I built other businesses. So I invested and opened up tuition companies, training agencies. We opened up baking studio to train bakers. We also opened up makeup diary studio to train makeup artists and run beauty workshops. So by the end of that, I raised nearly $500,000 in the next 2 years, and I ran 5 companies. This is before Spendless was about. So this is prior to 2016.
Wow.
So between 2010 to 2014.
Wow, 4 years and what, 5 companies?
Yes, and 19 employees, 4 managing directors, and I even had a CEO. So I wasn't a CEO, I stepped down for a bit to spend time with family.
Alright, so
All happened in a period of 4 years from a stay-home mom.
4 years. That's amazing. Okay, so going into that 4 years a bit, I think for a lot of viewers it's very hard to grasp, like 4 years and you achieve so much. So a lot of entrepreneurs would normally face a challenge when it comes to straying to a business that's outside of the industry or outside of what they know. So for you, what was that transition like, going from your haircut business to like which was the first business you started after?
Yes. Well, when I started my haircut business, I love craft making, okay? But I know it's tiring. You need to make money, you need to make a lot. So I eventually outsourced. I train mothers and they produce for me. So I realized that if I can delegate work, this is how business run, right? That's how big companies run. You have more work, more jobs, more contracts, but you have more people. So I started to study a little bit of business in terms of forming my own case study, how the business runs. So I wanted to test my skills in business, which is why I don't want to do something that's comfortable. I want to do something that's uncomfortable so I can grow. If I keep on doing the same hair accessories business, then I'm not growing from the industry. But I want to be an entrepreneur that is capable in every business genre. So I found out how to do a baking studio. Of course, I don't know how to bake until today. Okay? That was funny when I told my mother, I raised $75,000. I raised another $75,000 for a baking studio. And my mom said, you can't bake. You don't even know how to turn on an oven. In fact, you've never cooked. And I said, well, it's simple. I will just hire a consultant to help me configure the renovation of this kitchen. I build a community of bakers. Now they can rent my kitchen. So they start to, it's simple.
So you don't have to know it.
You don't have to, that's the thing. You don't have to know it in order to run a business out of it. There's 3 types of business right now. Number 1, a business that is in demand. Okay, number 2, a business that's your passion. You do it because you love it. Number 1 is because somebody else needs a service. And third, if somebody else needs it, but it's also your passion. That's the best business, of course. So for me, some businesses I did out of passion. Some businesses I did just because there's a gap and an opportunity, and I wanted to be the solution to those problems.
The solution to it.
Yes.
Wow.
And you make money faster that way because the community is waiting for that solution.
100%. So, when you were scaling your business to like other countries, do you face like any challenges, or what were the biggest challenges you faced when scaling your business across borders?
Okay, when it comes to scaling businesses, right, you must understand every country doesn't operate the same way we are. Okay, even Malaysia and Singapore operate so differently despite being so close to each other. Different people, different behavior, different acceptance, different everything. So the challenge that I have is trying to meet the demands of the local consumer market. And no matter how much I try, even I tried learning a little bit of Bahasa Indonesia, doesn't mean I can conquer that market. So I start to eventually realize that whether I like it or not, I have to cut a slice of my pie for that country to a local director. There must be a local person that represents my business because he knows, he has the knowledge of how everything operates in that country that I will never be able to understand. I I never lived in Indonesia. How can I run an Indonesia operations? I never lived in Philippines. I cannot manage those people there. So eventually, I realized that I entered the country, I lost money, I had to leave. It happens because I thought at first I can conquer it first. People want to follow me, I'll be fine. Okay? But it's not that way. I entered the country, lost money, and I leave after 3 months. And then I realized I need a partner. So then my focus changed. Instead of trying to conquer the market, I find a partner that can help me do that. And I'm willing to cut a percentage of my business to this person, trusting this person to lead the operations. And that's what we do. So now when we globalize every country, we don't run it personally. Okay, we just lead one person. Only one person is important to us, which is our managing director, country manager. That person is in charge of the entire operation in that country. So they just report back to us, we give all the support, so it becomes easy to manage because you don't need to worry from the very consumer in Indonesia. That will be taken care of by the country manager, which you support. So this year itself, our company expand one country a month. Every month we're in one country. So Indonesia starts in April, then May we went Cambodia, June we went New Zealand, July we went Maldives, and then now we're going Sri Lanka in August. So it's very tiring for the business because of the training, the setting up the infrastructure, the ecosystem, but eventually we enjoy expanding because it's an achievement, a progression we celebrate.
Huge achievement. Congratulations. That's crazy. I rarely ever hear businesses that open up one new country a month. I mean, across any industry, for real. So, what I'm really curious about is you expand your team real quickly, and we are running teams that are managing so many different types of business. I'd like to explore how you view hiring people and how you know who to trust and not to trust.
That's a good question because that is still something I'm not very good at. Okay, that's one thing I'm not good at. That's definitely being selective of people because I still am unable to tell which fits my business model. My business model operates very differently, so we cannot be based on people's past experiences because our business model is just a totally different feel for most people. The way our ecosystem works. So one thing that I made a mistake of in the past is always letting people stay longer than they should. Because investment on human resources depletes company capital. Okay, we burn money all the time. The question is whether it's worth it or not. So my problems when it comes to people, I try my best to make the best judgment out of people. I try to think positive about what the person can contribute. My hiring process is very, very simple. Super simple, okay? So normally I create a job after I meet a person, so not the other way around. So I don't put up a job scope and wait for candidates. In my mind, I have a job scope, but I don't tell anybody. So every day I talk to people until I found somebody, right? And then I would talk to this person, do you want to change your job? Do you want to have a different candidate? Because once you know somebody, you know their capabilities, their attitude, and they're not faking it because you're not in an interview. So you know them personality-wise, and then you go like, this is who I want from a customer service manager. And then you call them, you ask them, are you happy with your job? Of course, if they're happy with their job, don't offer a job. But the moment you realize that they're not so happy, you want to have a change, you want to consider it differently. And that's when we pitch people to work with us.
So, in the start of your journey, when you didn't have as much capital to offer jobs like that, what approach do you use to recruit your founding team or your founding members?
Honestly, there is no... The most important people in business right now is the C-level, the C-suite. Okay, so the CMO, CTO, CFO, they're all very important to business. They are not formed until 2 years ago. So before that, I was the only founding team. There was nobody else. There was no co-founders ever. There was no advisors, nothing. The C-level CTO came and joined us in 2016. After that is the CFO joined us last year, COO the year before that. So only now we have the full board of C-levels. But for many years before that, we don't have any.
Okay, what about your first employee, quote unquote? How did you recruit the employee?
Firstly, we make money before we select employee. I hire, because we don't have much capital, you know that. So before we hire people, we normally try to look at ways where we can collaborate with existing businesses. When you collaborate, for example, you share a booth, you cut the cost and split into two. It's actually you profit, they profit. So wherever the business can do to win more revenue, but to share with somebody the cost. So we've been practicing that for a long time until we hire our first team of 4. This is way back in 2011. So when they come in as the first 4, of course we hire one. As soon as we have more contracts to supply, we have more businesses, we invest part of our revenue to get a second team. And we do it by recommendation. So our company at that time was small. So you recommend who you think is fit for the role. So we are not, when we don't have, the problem with businesses, right, when you don't have a lot of capital, you don't get the best workers in the market, because people who are highly qualified will pick very big roles with MNCs. Right? So you get the second level. Okay? People who are into building startups if they believe in your mission. So you need to win people like that. So it's very challenging for my level to find people who wants to help build startups. Because in a startup, your job is not simple. It's multiple roles, multiple responsibilities. I might ask you to do design today, I ask you to do packing tomorrow. Because we are tight on resources. So it's hard to find people with that mindset to understand that your job goes beyond what's written on the paper. Basically, you help me grow one day, I don't know when, you get the benefit back, additional to your salary. But we don't know when, because all of us are taking a risk together. So now when I select people to work with me, I always ask them this question, okay, this is my mission, okay, this is my journey, this is my destination. Where do you see fit in my destination? In my journey, where do you think you fit? What kind of contribution you can do to take me faster? Because when I get there faster, I'm taking you with me. So people know that this is not employment for a month, it's not employment for a year. If you want to be with us, you're going to build it with us. And at the end of it, you're going to be so proud because you're going to tell people, hey, this company is in 60 countries. I was one of the few people who built it with the founder. And that is what they can always say. So if they see it as a great compliment to speak, because not everybody has that opportunity. When the business is rich, they can hire anybody. But when business is small, you're the first few people that built it. You always have a special place in the heart of the founder and the heart of the company history. So that's why we sell them to win them over, because we compare so hard.
Agreed. So there's some tips for whoever you are that's watching, that's a startup owner, entrepreneur that wants to expand your team but are tight on resources. I think it's a very common challenge, and a challenge I faced myself as well 5-6 years back in the startup journey. So thank you for sharing that. It's a very interesting way of hiring people or selling the dream or your dream.
Yes, and take your time. So which means that as long as you have not found the perfect person, continue to look for outsourcing, freelancers, collaborating with other people. Because you don't want to go through 10 people who don't believe in your dream. Then you rather wait until the 11th person says, hey, I'm on board with you all the way. Then it's worth the wait. So best things always have to wait.
So Leza, you have dealt with, like I was talking now, you've seen so many startups in your career, be it either you're speaking at startup events as for Startup Asia, or you maybe consulted some startups, or your friends that will ask for startup advice. Why do you think entrepreneurship suddenly now is like everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, everyone is an entrepreneur? How would you describe an entrepreneur?
I think entrepreneur, again, to me, doesn't mean that you own something and you build something on your own. Entrepreneur to me is a mindset. So my children may never run their own company, but having that mindset is important for me. And this mindset is defining by an individual who always wants to do beyond, who's always creative at finding solutions, who wants to find solutions for common problems. People want to create impact. It's not about creating a product that sells to make them rich. It's not. I'm a real entrepreneur. It's solving problems in the day-to-day life. Because when you bring meaning to people's lives, they stay around in your network forever. Because you bring them meaning. So that's what I feel entrepreneurship is about. Now the market is saturated with entrepreneurs, okay, or people who claim to be entrepreneurs, okay? And the reason why it becomes saturated is of course because we hear stories of successful entrepreneurs that naturally influence everybody else, thinking that, hey, I can also be that. And I think that everybody has the capability to become one. The question is, are you ready to execute it? Because plan is one. Okay, success is 10% planning, 90% execution.
Yes.
If you break away, if you break apart at the first time you suffer a loss, then entrepreneurship is not for you. But if you can withstand that, okay, the next level of losses, of failures, disappointment, heartbreaks, and you're still standing and still believing in your dream, after you've given up everything, your home, your savings, your money, then that's true passion. And that makes you an entrepreneur of the top 2% in this world. And you can be from anywhere. As long as you know how to build a business and you have the passion, I always say that investors will never fund smart people. They don't fund rich people, they fund smart people. And secondly, when people see passion through you, it doesn't matter what you already have or don't have. They will still want to make sure you succeed because they identify the passion. If you lack of passion, because you have a common objective, you want to earn an income or you want to buy a big house, you want to have a big car, then most likely investors are not interested to fund this kind of character. So you need to see what you want to achieve and then sell. I don't mean this in a bad way, but promote yourself in a way that you are so passionate in what you do that you live, you eat, you breathe this business and idea every day, and people can see that passion.
What were your biggest struggles on the way up, and what were some of the most memorable, I would say, defeats, if I can put it that way?
There's a lot of defeat. Honestly, even now I always tell people just because we build a business a good business, a good sized business doesn't mean that we don't have problems. Every day out of 10 risks we take, we're defeated by 3. We win 7, we lost 3. We bid for 25 contracts, we probably lost 20, we won 5. So rejection and defeats are part and parcel of life, not just business, of life. Okay? And one of the things that I remember so much about being defeated is the fact that I suffered so much losses because of people, because of the trust on people. And this defeat is very hard to swallow. If you lose everything because of your own fault, you can accept. That's natural human. But if you lost because of other people, it's very hard to accept. You spend a long time grieving and blaming people that is actually punishing you to recover. Even though you hate the person or you bear grudges against the person that caused you trouble, they still move on happy. But you are actually punishing yourself from recovering. So that is a very difficult obstacle because it's deeper than emotion. You have so much passion to building something and people come and break it away. So that's are the things that I go through in life multiple times, especially untrustworthy people, especially defamation, especially criticism. So I have issues where people contact the department store and harass for them to terminate our contracts. I have issues where people create stories and file reports to Singapore authorities to dig out every document. I have a lot of problems to people that I don't even know, okay, to cause this much trouble because of jealousy. So
having so many obstacles or so many barriers throughout this journey of yours that you just shared, from the emotional and mental fitness standpoint, as I would call it, how did you reassure yourself or reaffirm yourself on an internal, personal level in order to face all these troubles? Because I think that a lot of people don't talk about this much. When you say you had a bad day, just sleep on it. Tomorrow will be a new day. It's a fresh start. But no one actually goes into how can someone better deal with the emotional and mental impacts of running, being this passionate.
In the beginning, I was deeply affected. Of course, you can be suicidal. I tell you, in business, you can be suicidal. You can definitely be depressed. You can suffer mental health illness. Okay, all these issues comes about because you give your everything to something, and it is still uncertain. The result is still uncertain. That risk you take, okay, I'll give it all. I'm gonna win, right? No, there's no guarantee. You might still lose. Too bad you gave it all. So because of that, people get affected so much. So I changed my mindset one day because I realized that the more I'm upset and depressed is the more time I rob from my children because I cannot be a happy parent. And I realized that why would I give other people the privilege of letting their powers control my emotions when I could still be happy in the company of people I love. So the first thing I do is I'm always analyzing my inner circle. Your first connection is very important because you will be what they are. It's natural. They have the most power influence. So if you're negative, cut them off. If they're causing you trouble, be bold to let them go. Tomorrow, another day, maybe you pick up the friendship again when the two of you are in a different age, different phase. But at the moment, if that person is not suitable to be in your circle because he's draining you, he's consuming your energy, he's putting you down, you have to be able to cut it off. So last time I did that and I had troubles because sometimes family, close relationship, friends for 10 years, you always use the past to pull you back to that friendship. But it has no more significance in your life because you become a different person. So I start to pick up the courage to cut off and I realize it's giving me more benefits. Because people are stressed and emotional because they let so many things hook on them. So the more you let off this hook, there's nothing much to worry. I worry about my children, great, they're healthy today, nothing to worry. I worry about food on the table, well, I have enough money to eat, that's enough. I don't get to buy a Porsche today, but I got food to eat, good enough. Okay? So I want to know that my husband is well, my house is secure. So all the basic things we have, that is enough. So other things is just a bonus. We make extra 10k, great. If we make extra 2k, great. We make 200, okay. We don't make much, tomorrow is a better day. So when you have less attachment to things you're emotionally attached to, you're naturally happier. And happiness doesn't mean that you're letting go of a lot of things because you're irresponsible. No, happy is being in a state of mind where you can be better and do better in whatever you're currently doing now. Because every stage of your business will demand a better version of you. So if you're going to let the past pull you down, your failures today pull you down, the losses of $500,000 pull you down, then you're not going to make the next $500,000. Okay, so because you're still living in the past. So learn from the past, but don't live in the past. Just move on. So that's my advice. Don't have any attachment. Be ready to cut people. And last is accepting. People are not ready to accept facts. Okay? If today you're bankrupt, today you're bankrupt. That's it. If the court says today, you have no asset. Right now, I have no asset. So I'm not going to question how my asset is lost. I'm going to question how I'm going to build my new asset. It's as simple as that. I went to court and I took bankruptcy in December 2014. I went to court and I've lost everything. Okay, so Nick, I had a 6,000 square feet penthouse in Montclair. It was all taken. Every bank, my last $900, they seized the entire bank account. I'm down to zero. And still, after they seized the asset, I have a $330,000 debt. So I had to go into bankruptcy. So I went to court alone. I didn't want anybody to be with me. I took that, well, they said that we have to seize your asset, all your company shares that you currently own, all your investment now belongs to the government. And I'm like, well, take it all. Nothing I can do. And I came home and I remember my mother, she saw me at her door and I really moved back to live with her, obviously, because I didn't have a house. My house was rented out, the other one was already seized. And she asked me this question, what are you going to do now? Okay, and you've lost the business, right? And like I said, what I've lost is no longer my problem. What I want to build is my next good problem. So I told her I'm going to do another business. And my mom said, this girl, she doesn't change. And that's exactly what I did. And so what I've lost, I've recovered. You remember one thing, that if you can afford a loss, for example, you lose $100,000. If you can afford a loss, that means you had the capability to earn. Because if there was no $100,000 in the first place, how can you lose it? You can only lose something you've earned before. And if you have the capability to earn it before, that means you have the same skills to earn it again. So that's when you have that mindset, you realize that, well, what I've lost, it's fine because I still have the same exact skills. I look the same, my personality is the same, my knowledge is even better. So the next time, I'm not going to bid for 10,000 investment, I can earn 100,000 investment and my business will grow from there. So that's what I personally think, people are not ready to accept. So once you accept first, whether things are going your way or not, accept it first. And then don't worry about what is gone. Worry about what you want to come. Because you can dictate your future relatively quite well because you're powerful in making decisions that shape your future success. But if you grieve too long in the past, then your success is delayed. It's not worth it.
Yeah, one famous saying, for things to change, first I must change. Right?
Yes.
Wow. So for your current and main company, I would say that's Spenders Cosmetics, right? Tell me a bit more about that. What inspired the start of the company, and how long did it take to get to where it is today?
Okay, Spenders Cosmetics is my favorite company. Okay, I have so much bond with this company. It's because not not because of its revenue or whatever, it's because I built it from my home for 18 months without salary. So I didn't have any money. This is right after bankruptcy. They have taken everything from me. And my mother asked me, then I told her I was going to build a business, right? But I cannot revive all my dead business. I can only choose one because that's all the resources I have and the time I have. So I picked which one out of this business, I picked spend less because I think I'm ready to go into tech. Okay, because tech scales differently than a brick and mortar. So I studied how tech works. There you have a go-to market, you have a working prototype, you can sell your shares based on future evaluation. So you earn the money first, you build your business, then you globalize. So I was ready to enter it. So for 18 months, I was at home alone, building spenders. I outsourced developers, I saved whatever money that I can find through ad hoc consulting, and I pumped it into this company. And I even told my mother to take care of my family expenses. So I'm running a debt with her. So she's paying for my children's food, I'm running a debt. While all my money goes into spenders. And this is either die have to make it, okay? Because I've given everything and I've taken more debt. So during this period of 18 months, I nearly wanted to give up because it didn't make money yet. It took so long because my resources are limited. So some days I don't have any money. I can't do anything more than research. When I have money, I develop. So after 18 months, somebody gave me a call on Thursday night. And I picked up this call randomly at 10 o'clock at night. This person told me his name, which wasn't even his real name. And he called me and says, I read about your profile. I hear you building something. Can you tell me something about it? And I'm like, who are you? Calling me on a Thursday night, asking me what project I was working on. And then he told me, don't worry about me. I'm sitting with the managing director of Sephora. At the time, they were on a trip from Surabaya back to Jakarta. So I said, okay, I'm just in a beauty business and I'm trying to build an e-commerce platform that allows people to earn an income. So the way Spenders Cosmetic work is, right, we are not a product manufacturer. We're not. We are just a platform. But unlike the usual marketplace platform, we select our suppliers. And in return, we empower other people to become resellers. The supplier wants their product to be resold, right? And people want to earn income on social media. So for example, you need to earn extra income. Simply go to our website, sign up. Within 30 seconds, you now have a website. You have a fully fledged e-commerce website with 120 brands, 5,000 pre-listed products. You just need to share on social media the next 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, you get a share. And once your friend starts buying, you bank in the sales commission. Sales transaction, you bank in, and you don't even have to do anything because our company will do the dropshipping.
What a simple process.
So simple. So you never leave home, no capital outlay, website fully maintained, negotiation with suppliers we handle, logistic and dropshipping done. So your customer get their product in 3 days. You're a beauty entrepreneur and you run a business at the time of your convenience, and every day just post 2-3 times on social media, which you've already been doing anyway. So because of that, people are empowered to earn extra side income. So I had this dream and nobody believed me in 2015. But this guy, he believed me. So when he told me, I want to hear more about it. I'm coming to Singapore on Sunday. Will you tell me this idea in person? So on Sunday, I caught up with him. He flew down from Jakarta. His flight was late, so I only got to see him at 9 o'clock at night. And at first I was going to cancel. At first I'm like, oh my god, I don't even know this guy. I'm coming out on Sunday night after a whole day of work, although I don't make money at work. And I realized that day, I was dying to tell somebody my mission because people don't believe me anymore. It's been 18 months after bankruptcy. I wasn't earning money. People stopped believing in my idea. So I was the only person who believed in it. So I went to see him anyway, this stranger out of the blue, and I told him my entire business idea. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he's an investor. I don't know if he's a part. I don't care who he is. I just want to tell somebody about this idea. And after 2 hours, he asked me this question. If you can put a price tag on your business, what's the valuation of your company now? And I told him 5 million. So confident with 5 million. I mean, I could do it $1,000, but still, I said I didn't have any money. So $1,000 is actually quite nice. But you know what? No, 5 million. And he looks at me and he tells me, can I buy 10%?
Wow.
And what? So 8 days later, we got funded. So our first 100K came. That year, 500,000 came. And mobilize. So it takes only one person with the right capability and opportunity to beat you. So if you ask me, Leza, was it worth it? 18 months of suffering and bankruptcy to meet somebody with $500,000? Yes, it is. If it's worth it, I'll do it again. So that's why I say sometimes when things doesn't go your way, it's because the right time is not here. But when it is, it will change your entire game. So don't give up, because tomorrow might tell a different story. So that's how Spenders started. And then we went to LinkedIn. We were looking for partners to expand in different countries, yada yada yada. So we raised more capital money. So Spenders Cosmetics becomes Spenders Group. Spenders Group owns Spenders Cosmetics. We also have an academy platform, education, Spenders Academy. We have a marketing agency, so Spenders Creative Studio. We also invest in Baby Bargains, Baby Goods Marketplace. We invest in many small businesses that contribute to our whole ecosystem. So any service that you need as an entrepreneur, whether it's marketing, design, developing, distribution, we have it in our entire ecosystem. So what started from one idea became an entire ecosystem in 3 years, funded by investors who believe in what we are trying to achieve. And it was nothing for 18 months. People would have given up already and go to work. But lucky I'm stubborn. So that's how I get here.
Let's go into the 18 months again. So you're saying that in the 18 months, no one believed in you. So
people stopped believing us.
People stopped believing you. So how did that impact you, personally, emotionally, and mentally? When suddenly the people that once partied with you are now the ones that don't believe in you, and like maybe friends that suddenly look at you differently.
I'm a very strong-willed person. I'm a very difficult person to influence. Despite being an influencer, I myself is a very difficult person to influence. Because the moment I don't want people to influence me a certain way, I cut them off. At that time, I was very fragile. You have lost everything. You still have nothing, and trying to chase the dreams that people are telling you is going to waste your time. So what I did was I stay away from people I know. I only talk to people I don't know. So I spent 2015 talking to strangers every week. People who've never known me before, people who've never seen me before. So I make an appointment, let's say an investment banker. I connect online, socially, and say, hey, can I buy you coffee? Or car because I'm around the area, maybe a cake. So I actually make the effort to meet strangers, and I ask them about their business. So they educate me how investment works. They educate me how trade equity works. They educate me how pitching works. So I meet different kind of people purposely every week for 2015, the year I was bankrupt. So that I refrain myself, so people were negative to me. Don't talk to them. Talk to people who hear you for the first time. Most likely they say that's a great idea. You should pursue that. So that kept me going the whole time. A lot of times I wanted to give up, and every night when I go to sleep, I only tell myself just one more day. So tomorrow we'll see what happens. If nothing happens, just one more day. And maybe the next day something happened. And that took me until the very day I got that phone call. That changed my life. So it's very spiritual for me, this journey.
Extremely. So how did that period, that life-changing moment, how did that change or shape your framework to how you view what you do now?
It is a lot of things. I became more spiritual in this journey. Okay? I believe that if we are constantly doing good things, giving out value, we naturally will get that opportunities back another day from somebody else. When I went onto LinkedIn, people always say, well, it's just a social network. But you know that it's because of LinkedIn I raised more money. It's because of LinkedIn I had partners in 19 countries. It's because of LinkedIn I have 53 followers ready to do business every day on social media. That changed my life. So I no longer believe the traditional, conventional way of doing business. And I also don't believe that people who are highly educated or people who have more years of corporate experience will achieve more success than I can. I've stopped believing on the norm. And whenever I have a problem, I find out what's the standard solution. I purposely create something that's not standard. Because people will always remember you for doing something different, not for something simple or something normal. So that's how you want to create impact where people keep you in their network for a longer time. So that changed everything. And then now, even if we go under losses sometimes, if we go losses a month, 2 months with no money, I always tell myself, well, it's not 18 months, so we're going to keep going because we've gone through 18 months, I've gone through 18 months, and I survived. So what's 3 months? What's 2 months? Nothing. We're not suffering enough. That's why we're not earning enough. So I always equate that together. I believe that the more sacrifice you make, the bigger the returns in time.
That's something. That's a real golden nugget right there. The bigger the suffering, the bigger the earning.
Because your harvest must equals to the effort you put. It's very simple. You put this capital and effort, you make this much. You put this capital and effort for a long period of time, the time will come when you make this much. So the question is, where do you want? You want to end here or you want here? Suffer now or don't suffer at all. So that's your choice.
Okay, so last question. Another struggle that I think a lot of entrepreneurs tend to go through, or some people that are even going through this struggle and they don't even realize that they're going through it, is that during those months or years of going through sacrifice and having no money, certain months of no sale, a lot of people tend to get into this cycle of, all my time, energy and focus has to go on improving, getting business in that direction towards my goal. And they tend to lose out or lose balance with taking care of themselves, and taking a check and balance, not only physically, but also emotionally and mentally. How did you balance this off, or was it even a balance for you?
So I realized this when people start investing in me. So as early as before and recently when in 2016 when I raised $500,000, the first major investment again, I realized that when people are investing in you, it's not just for your brain. It is now becomes your obligation to be in the best mental state, physical state, emotional state every day because they are counting on you with every dollar they've invested in. It is your job to make sure that when you make a decision for the business, you are in the right state of mind to analyze every possible outcome. So when I realized that it is my responsibility to take care of myself, because if I'm sick, example, I'm sick or I'm mentally depressed, why would an investor continue to fund me? It doesn't make sense, right? I wouldn't fund somebody who's at the moment not well, again, mentally ill or depressed. I wouldn't want to invest. So if I want to stay investable, I would say investable, then I need to make sure that I keep up with my health so that I can achieve more in the long run. Business should not be a short game. It's not. It should be a long-term sustainable. It may be 5 years, but you realize after you build another business anyway, so you're actually still in this game, but just a different kind of feel. So when I realized that, I changed my ways. So some of the things that I changed, for example, in terms of emotional state, right? You have to be surrounding things that makes you happy. And don't make it complicated things, okay? Oh, Leza, to be happy, I have to go to Maldives. Because you're not going to do that every month. You're not going to do that. So look for the things every day that actually makes you happy. Eating your favorite cake, calling your daughter, going to your favorite place, listening to your favorite music. So the way you soothe yourself is very important. When you're stressed, you walked away, just lost the contract, you eat your favorite cake, your day is saved. Okay? It really works. I don't believe it, but it works for me. So when I'm stressed, I go to my favorite bakery store, I get my same cake for the 100th time, and I drink my tea in peace for 1 hour, and I realized that I came back with a solution, a better state of mind. So that's one of the things. Limit the things that keep the things that makes you happy. Keep it simple. Keep the small, simple pleasures, because you need to pump happiness back in your life to stay emotionally safe. In terms of mentally, like I said, the thing that kills the mental brain is always negativity, negative thoughts. Even though people may inject directly or indirectly around you, you need to be bold enough to cut off, because it's not worth suffering for someone else. Okay? You yourself, trust me, if you don't talk to anybody, you're more positive than you are negative. You're more negative because you talk to people. That's what I feel. And in terms of physical, I know people sacrifice sleep in order to work, but honestly, that's not the best recipe. If you really only manage to sleep 5 hours, find time in the day to keep up with sleep, because your body needed it in order for your mind to function. So if you want to be sick, that's up to you, but I'm not investing in you. So think about it. Either lose $500,000 investment in the future or be sick for 1 week. So that's how I think about it. So that becomes priority.
Something to put into perspective. So thank you so much for your time, Leza.
Thank you so much.
Do you have any last words, words of advice for our listeners today?
So my advice to people is, when you build this journey, right, the most important attribute that you have, okay, is to be very patient. Because just because something doesn't happen yet doesn't mean that they're not going to happen. And secondly, your business idea doesn't have to be complicated. The simpler it is, the better it is. Which means having a proper structure on how you execute things. You want to do things faster so you can solve people's problems faster. So if you think that something is complicated, look at ways to make it simpler. So you can also pass down and delegate to another person another day. And thirdly, you are not Superman or Superwoman. That means if you want to learn design, trust me, it's going to take you 6 months to master Adobe Photoshop. So when you can outsource, give a piece of your revenue to someone else in trade for their expertise. They have a value for a reason because they come with years of experience, so they do design much faster than you can. So if you learn to outsource, which means you cut off liability on you bit by bit on someone else who's better than you because you are not the best. Okay, so once you accepted that, you realize that everybody are here to support you, not to go against you. And your business will find its stages much faster because you cannot grow alone anyway. You're not the master of everything. So therefore, when you outsource to people, you collaborate, open for discussions, you go faster because people want to make you successful, not just what you want. Yeah, that's my advice.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
If you enjoyed that video, share it so your friends can enjoy it too. If it added value for you, then subscribe to my channel and turn on those notifications so that you don't miss an episode. And if you want more content just like this, check out my other social media platforms and I'll see you real soon.